So I was the last to be picked in every sport. My nickname was Bones because I was 5'10", 115 pounds.
His nickname was Bones because that's all he was a little bit of flesh and bones, but mostly bones, not a lot of flesh.
So freshman football was kind of a hilarious moment. We actually were 0-9 for the season. We weren't good at all. We were terrible. So the score was 0-0, very last game of the year. B team is a freshman cornerback, and the quarterback knew who I was, and he started to try and pick on me, and he threw it 2 times into these 2 wild passes. And sure enough, the next throw he had, he wobbled that thing up in the air, and I just went straight for it, beat the receiver to the ball, and took it about 55 yards for a touchdown. So we won that game 6-0. It was actually the only game we won that year. We couldn't even score an extra point.
We were just screaming and shouting and yelling and just so excited about it.
Did you get it on tape? I got it on tape!
And I thought to myself, well, he's in. He's going to be doing well for Marshall.
Well, you know, you're sitting there thinking, okay, freshman year leads to either JV or a potential varsity opportunity. And, you know, so many things went not according to plan, at least for Mike. It was all about the fact that there had been whiplash in the van, and where Mike was seated, it hit it just right. He had a broken back.
He just looked so skinny, and it looked like it was a lot of pain, and it always made me very sad because I knew he wanted to play football.
I know people felt sorry for me. You know, I could feel that. I could feel that, like, my parents didn't know what to do.
And the coaches are all telling him, Mike, you're never going to be able to play football again. You're never going to be able to play football again. Everybody's telling him you can't, you can't, you can't.
I mean, that's all I thought about. And it's hard not to think about it because you're in pain all day long. That's all you feel is pain.
I was like, there's no way that it can be this bad. But then when I had to watch him put on this brace all the time, I had to watch him not be able to play. I had to watch him not even be able to participate in, like, you know, silly little church activities.
And just something kind of just awakened in me. And I realized that no matter what happened, I could do whatever it took to make my dreams a reality. So after the brace came off, the doctor said, we can go in for surgery and we're gonna fuse 3 of your vertebrae together, the one above and the one below. And I thought, okay, cool, let's have the surgery. And then after that, I'll be able to play football then, right? He said, no. He's like, you'll be lucky if you're able to tie your shoes.
I said, no, I want to play football. And then he starts getting into a fight with his doctor.
I'm like, I'm not gonna go in for surgery if it means I'm not gonna have the life I used to have. And he said, there's another way, but you're never gonna do it.
And the doctors look at him like, Mike, you'd have to do 500 slow sit-ups before I'd ever let you on the football field again. And we went home, and he didn't have to wear the bob anymore, but he started doing sit-ups.
So it started out with X number of sit-ups. It's like full crunches. Once Mike got to the point where he could do however many sit-ups they told him were required, he increased it on his own. And then he put weights on his chest. It seemed ridiculous at times. You look at the kid and he was sitting over there doing sit-ups. It's like, good gosh, man, give it a rest. He couldn't give it a rest. He knew what he wanted after the sit-ups.
You know, he wasn't the best athlete, but he worked at it and became a self-made athlete. So, you know, I have a lot of praise for his efforts and what he did.
Determined to be a force, determined to make things happen, wasn't afraid of work.
I don't know when the switch flipped and he decided, I could probably go be a college athlete, broken back or not.
I literally walked into the coach's office April of my junior year, and I said, my name's Mike Nascimento. I want to play football for BYU. I was focused on Boise State, Thursday night game, ESPN game. I'm suiting up, I'm getting on the field.
On Boise State side, they got an explosive offense. They're the top.
They were scoring a lot of points, so I was on the field a lot. And I was on punt cover. Nate Solberg, starting cornerback, he was coming from the right side. He came through, missed, and I was right there. My first and only tackle playing football for BYU, that validated all the work that I put in for the 7-8 years leading up to that tackle in the snow. That tackle, that moment will always be mine. It was about me being hit by a drunk driver when I was 14.
It's a mindset that he carries that very few people have, that no one will dictate what's coming next for him. That was his reward.
I go run stadiums once a week, and every time I go to the stadium, I know exactly where my tackle was, and I'm like, that's it? And like, I feel so much energy when I'm there. It's like BYU, that stadium, that field, it kind of winks at me and says, you know, yeah, we're glad you were here. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but it's like, that's why we are here, to make stories like yours reality.
I don't believe it. All right.
Did you get it on tape?
I got it on tape. I don't believe it.